5 went down, but now let's see who can come out on top. You got to think FaZe wants revenge in this one. compLexity desperately wants a win after losing yesterday. First things that come off here, pretty standard.
Well, compLexity isn't a team that's kind of like out of the woods yet, right? I mean, they're up in that top 5.
They'd have to really throw, but
they'd really have to throw. But this is a team that's already had very close games. I mean, they've kind of lived and died on Game 5s. I mean, they cannot afford to keep going to those Game 5s. See a VMP ban here. That's probably targeting the SMG players of FaZe.
Well, who banned
That's going to be the side of compLexity.
So
gets rid of the VMP.
Gets rid of the VMP.
Yeah, they're going to try and make it more of a CUDA game. Well, Rapid Fire's still in.
What did I say before this started? How do you maybe combat attach a little bit? Because I think you're behind in the subplay. You attack the VMP. Yeah. So that's kind of answering my question a little bit,
You're going to see Heatwave go from Nameless. Rapid Fire is going to be the last thing on the board. So the Shiva makes it through. Interesting to see if we see a guy like Placer go towards the Shiva in this one. Specialist draft coming up now. I believe we'll see a Purifier from both sides. Makes a lot of sense on evac. And these first 2 players taking a long time to select. You're going to have active camo on a Parasite. Placer taking the full clock. He's going to go camo as well. I feel like that's just a reactionary pick. They're probably just kind of deciding who's going to run what. I think it's really because once Heatwave comes out, you got to figure out what Enable's going to run.
All right, so yeah, Heatwave, the only one off the board. Typically, Enable goes to camo, right? I believe after Heatwave comes off, let's see what he ends up going with. Everyone locked in. He's going to go with the Purifier. We've seen that a couple times where he likes to fight fire with fire, man. You take his Heatwave, he's coming back with the Purifier. He can certainly get stuff done in the slang. You know, he has that utility with the Heatwave, but he's a guy that likes to put up numbers, too.
Do you think we see the Shiva at all? This matchup?
In this particular map, I mean, I guess you can, but I don't think the Shiva is going to make that big of an impact here. I mean, maybe on that corner hard point.
Maybe.
It's just this is such a sub-heavy game, and that's like
it's a map we see like Man of War used more than like M8 sometimes.
I love that ban of the VMP because like I was picking the players I wanted to highlight before the match today, and I was thinking like, God, I was just looking at the sub players. I was like, Lord, this is a big advantage for compLexity. But when you take the VMP out of things, do you even it out a little bit? I mean, the CUDA's still very, very good, but you take away, you can't fly in and hip fire with the CUDA as well. And Attach, you know how he likes to soar at people.
Yeah, the CUDA, you're going to be more ADS. You're going to just kind of
one thing, well, I want to talk about after we actually discuss Twitter here, because this one, I want to hear your guys, as far as predictions, who do you think is going to take this one? What's your map count? Who has the advantage? Remember, this went down to a Game 5, ultimately resulted in a forfeit we saw for FaZe, so one that can go the distance. But, okay, when we watched yesterday, FaZe was playing evac uplink, and it was Zuma, 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 just flanking. I know you can't really do that in hardpoint as well, or at least it's not as much of a game changer, but do you think maybe we see a little bit of that?
I wrote down my score. I think it's a 3-1 for FaZe.
Okay. All right, 3-1.
The maps and stuff. I think Cole probably takes the S and D.
I think they want revenge here, too.
I think compLexity could potentially, take the CTF, force a Game 5.
Okay.
Going into evac hardpoint, going to be looking at Attach, how he deals with the CUDA being gone. And then I want to see Parasite. He's going to have a lot on his plate. You got Miracles. He's going to be the guy who's going to be the intro killer for this team. A guy who's going to fly in a hill. Parasite's got to pick up those kills coming in secondary.
One thing, too, I'm surprised maybe they didn't hit. We saw the Man of War banned almost every single game yesterday against FaZe because Clayster's been using that pretty much on every single map. Now that he's transitioned back to AR, he loves the Man of War. And I think we saw it banned out of almost every single respawn against FaZe yesterday. I'm curious if we see that get attacked at all, because I'm pretty certain that we're going to see Clayster rocking the Man of War here in this one.
Yeah, this is a map that we usually see Man of War.
Well, he's been using it on everything. Like, every map I've seen, man. Fringe.
See, the Man of War's good now.
It really, really is. So let's see.
Very strong. I mean, obviously it's, I don't want to say like it takes a while to get going when you're shooting it, right? But it does take a little bit longer to turn those bullets out, but the power on it is just
Nameless is going M8. He'll be the sole AR. Clayster.
Start things off with Clayster.
Has not loaded in yet. Oh, there he is. So he gets a little bit of a late load in here. He's going to be using the Man of War, though. So he'll be coming up on the flank, trying to get in, try to make a difference here. And there he is, connecting almost immediately, able to turn on a second, not a third there. Miracles coming up big, but actually, sorry, Miracles took out Parasite, so not going to be 2 kills for his side.
Attach for a second.
Sure, let's check him out. Let's take a look at Attach.
He's going to be running the Pharaoh, so interesting. with the VMP gone, even
Rapid
Fire gone as well. He's going to go with the Pharaoh with Fast Max, Grip, and Quick Draw. It's usually the loadout we see with the Pharaoh when Rapid Fire is gone. Obviously, if Rapid Fire's in, you're going to be using that on the Pharaoh. It makes it very good, but Attach just getting that little bit of range. And you know, interesting, when you kind of look at the Pharaoh compared to the Kuda, I feel like their rate of fires are pretty similar.
Yeah, I mean, they're very different, I guess, in how they shoot, but they're similar, and I think the result that you get, especially, you know, that added range that you get compared to something like the VMP. But for me, I know Attach is 4-1 right now, but I'm very curious how he does over the remainder of the game. If he puts up big numbers with this Pharaoh, then the VMP didn't really hurt anybody.
If anything, it might have even hurt compLexity.
Yeah, right.
You see, he's
oh my God,
Hill, he's able to take that one player out, but he's going to get cut down, not going to get any streaks. It's going to be compLexity in control of the hill. You see Nameless inside with that M8. This is what they're going to do to try and combat.
And that is why he likes the Man of War. Nameless just exploded.
Yeah, and you're going to see Zuma fly in. He's going to get one. You see Clay playing a little bit closer to the hill, and you can do that with the Man of War. It's something with the M8, obviously, the SMGs can kind of fly at you. You know, if you miss one of those bursts, it's a lot harder to win those gunfights. With the Man of War, you cause lots of damage and able. I mean, FaZe, how many clips have we seen of this FaZe team where they just fall off the map?
And he has Afterburner, so I don't know what that was. But Enable now on a 4 streak. He's 6-5. They've got a slight edge in the game here early on. We'll take a look at his class. Perk 1 greed for several of the players here as they want to run Flak and Afterburner. And that's for the FaZe side. You can see they're scared of Simtex and grenades coming out of compLexity.
Yeah, compLexity's a team that likes to use all the tacticals, whether it be you know, stuns, flashes, grenades. So FaZe more than aware of that. You see compLexity dominate the kill feed there. They're able to get control of this hill early, trying to make a little bit of a comeback here. And Clay with that Man of War has dominated this far, 10-6. See Parasite up top on Ben's able to take out one. He's going to have his camo ready, but what are you going to say?
Well, we talked about the fact that Clay, you know, was playing more of an SMG role for a while and never got super comfortable, I don't think. He came back, he switched over, he was running an AR more. He was using the M8, I think, when he first switched a little bit, and then quickly just started to transition to this Man of War. And, dude, he's been just dominating with it.
Well, Clay's actually funny. It's actually a funny story. So at the beginning of Ghost...
Look at this thing!
At the beginning of Ghost, didn't get a lot of practice time in, and obviously a lot of the players saying, oh, you know, the Remington best assault rifle, whatnot. And Clay just refused to go to the Remington before he tried out every single gun in a competitive game. It drove Aches nuts, because he's using his assault rifle.
Well, I love that.
Never been used. But I do like the fact that, you know, he's willing to try some other things, because a lot of times, at least in my opinion, it feels like players, like one player just like goes off with the VMP and everyone's like, oh, VMP's best.
And then it's like everyone just kind of peer pressures the other people to use it, because if you don't, then you're an idiot. Yeah, that'll happen. But Clay, I think Clay is... He is a very, very smart player, and he's a player open to trying different things. Yeah. So I'd love to see him using it. And we've seen the Man of War become popular with a lot of different players. It's certainly...
You see Formal use it all the time when I'm watching his streams.
Is it kind of, I mean, I guess sort of like, I mean, we have a lot more variety in this than Black Ops 2 without question, but kind of the AN of Black Ops 2, I guess, sort of the popular automatic rifle. It doesn't, it's a little bit slower shooting, but... Yeah. I don't know what else you would compare it to. We haven't really had a popular, other than the Remington, what other popular automatic rifle we have? It's usually going to a burst here in Treyarch titles.
The Bow was an automatic rifle last year.
Oh, that thing was like a sub. That's true, actually. In Ghost and AW hit automatic rifles, because the Treyarch titles we really get those dominant burst guns.
Yeah, and usually semi-automatic. Yeah, obviously the FAL, very popular in Black Ops 2. Shiva.
Until Clayster broke the game.
Yeah, Shiva, the pretty popular. Black Ops 3, nobody running it in this one.
I think the Man of War is more popular than the Shiva right now, like over the last couple weeks.
I think so, with most players. Obviously, you still have some that are going to be favorites of the Shiva. But getting back to this middle hardpoint, we have a very close game. compLexity been doing a nice job. Keeping in this one, we haven't seen anything crazy out of the SMGs on FaZe, and you see Parasite. You can play a little bit slower with the Kuda. He has another player directly in front of him, just doing a nice job staying alive, getting some help from Ricky there. You see Ricky's able to pick up 2 before he drops, but Parasite and Ricky, 2 very smart players. They're not going to be players that are going to fly at you. They're going to play a little bit more methodical, a little bit slower. And when you get the VMP out, and obviously you remove the factor of Attach and Zuma kind of flying at you in the hills, they can take full advantage of that, pre-aiming a little bit more, playing a little bit slower with the Kuda.
And, talking about FaZe in hardpoint, it was surprising yesterday. They actually got beat by 100+ by TK.
I saw that, and I didn't believe that was true.
Yeah, which is shocking, because they're a very good team, but at least this week, they've shown they can be vulnerable in hard points, so definitely opening something up for complexity. You'll see Fire coming in. That's going to be the Purifier for Ricky. He's got a Lightning, too, to work with if needed. Probably going to save that for the next hard point, but let's see if he can lock down Kitchen. As you see on X-Ray, several players pushing in, able to toast one. A second comes in. There's Fire everywhere. Is he going to win that? Where'd that player go? He just disappeared.
Miracles actually takes him out from the left. Nah, Ricky still working towards doubling up on his streaks. He's going to get taken out. Miracles pops his kinetic in the hill. He's going to try and win a few gunfights.
You didn't finish that player.
No, he did. He killed that player. There was another player he tagged up top, and just not able to get the second kill. But still, 75 points away from the Cerberus.
Yeah, I mean, the second player he didn't kill him. I think it was a team kill came in.
Yeah, we talk about, Miracles having to have a big game, and 21 and 14. No Lightning, Hellstorm. He's going to call one in now. So player actually rotating around the back. Let's see it. Cole adjusts. He's not going to get anybody with the Lightning.
When you're playing against the likes of Zuma and Attach, you have got to have a strong performance out of your subs, and this is the definition of it. He has a Cerberus, he's dropping down, he has his Hellstorm to go, and that was a massive streak. Let's stay with Miracles as he's +7, leading the way for his squad. Here comes the Hellstorm. Don't drop it on your Cerberus, buddy.
Nope, he's going to call it down, take out Enable with it, but still looks like FaZe in control of this, and look, he's going to take control of the Cerberus.
I did not mean to switch off.
But it's going to get quickly EMP'd, so no streaks not coming into play. It looks like Ricky actually uses his Lightning as well. He gets nobody with it, so just like that, you say all the games in complexity's favor. They're up in the score, obviously. They have score streaks. They burn everything here and don't get control of the hill. A huge win for FaZe.
That's unbelievable. You saw what a Lightning, a couple Hellstorms, a Cerberus. I mean, everything in the kitchen sink being thrown at FaZe. They don't even flinch. Advantage going to be 20+ though right now. But as we look over to the next hard point here at Glass, you can see Clayster going to be the first one set up. Player trying to peek him here, and he has actually switched over the Shiva, so using a variety of rifles. And yeah, it's kind of dependent on the teams. We've seen those are the two really outside of the, well, yeah, I know we've seen the XR2 a little bit too, but the Shiva and the Man of War definitely getting some love depending on the teams.
Yeah, I saw Dito over the weekend using the XR2 a lot.
Instead of the M8, even when it wasn't banned.
Yeah, even when the M8 was in play. So obviously some personal preference.
This is a weird hard point to kind of bust it out unless you're going to be up top glass.
Yeah, top glass are able to cause some chaos, but it's going to be FaZe able to take the lead here. He's going to pop camo just to stay alive. Where is he going?
Okay, apparently all the other players went invisible. He got so lost once he popped his camo.
Oh, no! Oh, I thought he was going to be able to take out Ricky with a little bit of a ninja there.
The Clayster was like a damn monkey there, just hopping around, trying to find a player.
FaZe takes the lead here, though, going into close to the final 2 minutes. And Clay, mid-map, trying to lock this down for his team. Looks like we could potentially have a tie game going in the next hill. Should actually be complexity taking the lead by 1. They're quickly going to lose the lead as FaZe in control at middle hardpoint. Attach wins a big gunfight over on the mid
thank
stairs.
God he had kinetic armor. He wasn't
would have lost that without kinetic armor.
Not the way Miracles has been playing, man. He's been on point, having a huge game for his squad. +9, make it 10, 29 and 19. Give me another. Daddy's hungry. He's flying in. They're set up here. We're on our 3rd set of rotations at the first hard point, basically a tie game. And you cannot gun Miracles right now. A 3 streak breaking the 30 mark. He needed to step up big. He was the player we highlighted, and he's doing it right now, baby.
I wouldn't put them in the same class. Miracles obviously a lot more experience, but I would say like Lacefield, when Lacefield gets going, right, it's really hard to stop him. The guy, very streaky players. I would put Miracles kind of in that same category.
Well, he's getting it done right now, but they still, you're getting an MVP performance out of Miracles right now, and your advantage isn't that big. You're +20. FaZe, though, vulnerable this week after losing to Team Caliber in hardpoint, showing they are not as dominant as maybe we have once considered, but they ultimately won the series. They don't want to go down 1, though, here against complexity. That would really give them a good chance in this one. You see the Purifier in front. Nameless going to get the kill, though, at least before he drops.
Yeah, it's going to be FaZe, though, getting control of the hill. You see Parasite trying to break through the front, and look at the swarm of complexity players into the hill. They're going to have control of the spawns, too. Parasite getting up top in apartments. He's able to just disrupt the push of FaZe here. You're going to see Enable trying to push in, but no other teammates able to get into the hill. Ricky with a 2-piece, picking up the kills. Parasite with another as well, just stopping the push time and time again of FaZe.
They've locked this kitchen hard point down.
Away in this game, just 10 seconds away from closing it out.
It's just kudas everywhere, man, and they are locking it down. 5 more points needed, just a couple of big kills, and they should have this. That was the final one. Player spawning in. complexity taking that one by 56. you know, we wanted their sub players to step up and hang with FaZe, and they certainly did in that one. Props to Miracles, an absolutely monster game, as he'll also be rounding out our final kill cam here.
Yeah, highest kills in the lobby. Miracles. And I believe well, outside of Enable, most hill time on compLexity, but it's a really tremendous job. You see the potential of this team when he plays well, when he's getting kills inside the hill, and I got to credit, you know, compLexity did a great job getting rid of the VMP. Definitely changed the game.
It certainly seems to have paid off. You know, Attach, he was using, I think, the Kuda at times. We saw the Pharaoh a little bit, but not the performance we usually see from him on a map like this.
If the VMP goes, and I'm FaZe, I probably protect Rapid Fire. And I think Rapid Fire Kuda, you can kind of replicate. I don't want to say you can do the same things you can do with a VMP, but I think you can kind of replicate it.
It helps the hip fire.
Yeah,
you got to think when you're close range. And I don't think, I mean, there's not that much recoil on the Kuda to begin with if you're not using a sight. I think we've seen Nameless using Elo at times, but if you're not using a sight, the recoil is not much even with Rapid Fire. So something to consider, and maybe they'll learn their lesson here. That's something they can look at going forward, because I think that VMP ban definitely had an impact on that series.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the scoreboard real quick before we jump into game number 2. And Naval goes 32-30. 2 minutes in the hill for FaZe. He's going to be running a sub a lot of the times now, and at least from what we've seen. Clay started out hot, finishes cold as he goes 29-33. 10 defense, Doom's name, but only 17 seconds in the hill. Then we'll look on the side of compLexity. You had Nameless with 31 kills. Ricky goes 31-34. He goes negative, but still keeps it to -3. Doesn't hurt his team too bad. Does a nice job, you know, picking up some big kills inside of the hill.
One thing that stands out for me is really how many fewer defends you see on the side of compLexity. It means they were doing a really good job pushing out the hard point and getting those kills at range. Because I think you almost had double the defends, I think, for FaZe, which means they were allowing them to get much closer, put much more damage in. And FaZe is a team that's very good when they can run a couple ARs. They actually are very, very good at pushing it out. Didn't do a very good job on this particular map, though.
No, not at all. Something we actually haven't seen on the Kuda as well is the laser really affects the Kuda. You look at like how the laser sight attachment affects.
I'm waiting for the HVK laser. I read about it on Reddit, and I haven't seen it used yet in the pro scene. I want HVK, stock, quick draw, and a laser sight.
You're talking to somebody on Elevate. It's probably the only one that'll consider running that. But you know, going into map number 2, this is actually the map that I thought compLexity would win. I actually kind of thought they would lose that first hardpoint. I think FaZe would just take the respawns, but now, obviously, my prediction just completely thrown for a loop.
Well, FaZe had a crazy series yesterday with TK. That was one of the more wild ones.
I saw that sharp play with Heatwave. That was unbelievable.
Dude, when we
you
watched
had to be
the replay,
freaking out.
The mini-map looked ridiculous. Like, you saw how far out his teammates were spawning. It was just him and 3 players, and he just nails this perfect Heatwave, and then Revit and I lost our minds because that was crazy. But unfortunately, the Game 5, TK coming up a bit short, but we'll see if they can bounce back with a win in our final match tonight. But going forward to Game 2, you like compLexity and S&D. They had the best, they had the most wins and tied for best percentage, I think, in S&D going into the halfway point. I know we're a little bit past that now. I haven't looked at the numbers since yesterday, but they are certainly a team that can clutch up at S&D. Ricky and Parasite, I saw a chart yesterday. I think Parasite tweeted at Nagafen, and it was Parasite was like your #1, whatever COD stats ranking is on S&D. Parasite was #1. Like 3 Elevate guys were close. Ricky was in the top 8 as well. So a couple guys that are really, really strong S&D players.
Yeah, Ricky and Parasite, those 2 guys, very, very strong in Search and Destroy. They're just smart players as well. You know, Parasite and Ricky always in those situational plays, usually going to make the right calls. Fringe S&D is one, though, that we've seen FaZe recently. This is where they'll pull out all the snipers. They'll pull out 3, 4 snipers at a time. Wonder if we're going to see that attacked on the side of compLexity.
If Overkill makes it in, there will be 4 snipers. But Wrenching Chew Toy on Twitter has let us know that FaZe is going to win because they're mad.
Because they're angry about last time.
They are angry at 3-2, you know, end up with the forfeit, a little bit of frustrations there. You saw chippiness, I guess, between Parasite. Chippiness. Some chippy verbiage back and forth between Parasite and Clayster after that one. You got to think there's a little bit of a revenge factor here. So far, though, compLexity wants nothing to do with it.
I mean, Parasite and Clay that kind of goes all the way back to the Black Ops 2 COD champs. Who's the best anchor? Who's the best FAL player? Kind of extends into the compLexity Impact feud a little bit.
Certainly does.
So,
well,
they teamed together for a little bit as well.
Yeah, that's true.
It was Black Ops 2. It was Rambo Ray, Parasite, Clayster, And I want to say Intake was the last guy. Don't quote me on that.
I
I'm pretty sure the last guy was Intake.
I just picture Rambo like, guys, just stop fighting. Let's be friends and play together. Go Canada.
I love Ray.
That's how I picture that going. Love you too, Ray. But this matchup going into Fringe, yesterday we saw 4 snipers come out, Overkill.
Yeah.
If Overkill makes it through, I think compLexity's about to get rocked.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't think compLexity has a strong sniper to kind of go at. If you're compLexity, you just got to ban out
Parasite.
some of the
I think Parasite's a great sniper, but they don't have 4 players that can snipe. Every single player on FaZe can hit 6 shots. Every one of them can snipe.
And we don't see FaZe. They'll even use it without thermal.
Oh, Varix. They'll use Varix. They'll use whatever. Thermal was in, and some of them are still using Varix.
Getting rid of thermal doesn't really hit them too hard either.
You need to hit the SVG or hit Overkill.
Overkill.
Oh no.
So Namel's going to protect stuns.
Come on, compLexity. Tell me you watched games yesterday.
Well, maybe their kind of tactic is to go after them and kind of be aggressive with the stuns and the flashes and whatnot.
Oh no! Please tell me.
Well.
Did you do your homework? Did you do your homework? Because if not, you're about to get bopped.
No, we haven't seen anyone get rid of like cold-blooded and keep thermal in.
Oh my God! There's gonna be so many snipers. I hate. There it is.
There
okay.
it goes.
Yeah, that's
somebody's listened to you.
Because honestly, it is my least favorite thing to try and codcast 4 snipers because I don't know where to go, man. I don't know where to go. Revit experienced it yesterday. It's like I don't know who to hop on with. Everyone's got snipers out.
It's difficult. And to see how rapid fire go up the hands of Attach. Last 2 votes being casted now. Miracles and Zuma. You're going to see Overclock go, so not going to be able to get those abilities fast. With Camo gone, what do you expect to take its place? Probably something like Vision Pulse, Overdrive, and Kinetic as well. So 2 abilities. So
Vision
now
Pulse or Glitch, Psychosis, those 3 are going to be the ones.
I think you'll probably see Vision Pulse and Overdrive replace those. So you'll see teams potentially go, Heat Wave, Overdrive, Vision Pulse.
One thing to watch.
Psychosis? Yeah.
2 a little bit on offense in this one. I saw, now this is when they had a couple snipers out, but Zuma is freakishly good at just walking up mid-map. Like he'll hug bricks there on the left-hand side and just walk the whole way up, just waits for a timing on it, and he'll kill people a day. It's weird. He just can sneak up through middle. I'm going to be watching him a little bit.
Well, it's because the other players are going to be running snipers, so nobody wants to peek it from any direction, whether it's over by the fences or over on White Truck,
Very true.
top bar. Nobody wants to be the one that pops out. I fully expect Zuma to go Overdrive, so the only difference is Psychosis versus Glitch. That one I think is just a toss-up. I don't think either has like a huge advantage over the other.
Clayster had the sick play against Envy with Glitch on Redwood the other day. So I just like Glitch because it usually leads to plays that make me scream like a girl. So
yesterday we had a really nice play. I believe it was Pac-Man with Glitch over on the second.
Oh yeah,
so we're starting to see
cheeky?
we're starting to see some better use of Glitch. Which I mean, honestly, for weeks and weeks we weren't.
Well,
really seeing.
We saw a lot in
There
Europe.
are some games where we would see people have Glitch and not even use it.
Very true. They would try to save it for that perfect one-on-one moment.
But it's never going to happen.
Just use it. Something magical will happen. But players now editing their classes as we get ready to hop into Game 2. compLexity stealing Game 1. But we saw yesterday TK steal Game 1 against FaZe. They battled back, ultimately won that in Game 5. But what's good for compLexity here, you just want to get to that Game 5. You've been very, very good in Game 5s. If they get to it, you kind of give them the edge a little bit, right?
What's scary for this team is they've kind of lived and died on Game 5s. Like, this is a team that could easily be, like, in the relegation
zone. We say it all the time,
zone.
but they could be if they didn't win their Game 5s. But the
fact is, like, split their Game 5s.
The fact is,
close.
They've won them, though.
But
they've won them.
When it's winning time, they show up.
They have. So that's one advantage I think they have over FaZe, and the fact that they took that Game 1, which makes, like, I'm going to make up a percentage here. You have like a 40% better chance to get to a Game 5.
If what?
You win Game 1. And you're the underdog. If you're the underdog and you win Game 1, you have a 40% better chance to get to Game 5.
That's completely made up.
Yeah, look that up.
There's no... you can't even look that up.
There's nothing to support that.
No.
Absolutely nothing to support it, but I'm going to stand by it. If you were the underdog and you take Game 1, you have a 40% better chance to get to Game 5.
Well, CLG lost Game 1 last night, and they end up winning the series 3-1. Doesn't go to a Game 5. Team Solo made it. They win it, and they're the underdog in that series. Well, underdog against H2K, would you say that?
Yeah.
All right, so they go to Game 5. They win it because they win map 1.
There you go, baby!
DT loses map 1. They lose everything else. Luminosity, they lose map 1. they end up winning Game 5.
Game 5. See, you know, that 40% doesn't come into effect.
And then TK, they win map 1, they lose Game 5, so your percentage just keeps going down. And Elevate, they lose to Envy in Game 1, and they win Game 5. So it seems like actually losing Game 1 is better for these teams than winning Game 1.
You realize how little sense that sentence makes.
It doesn't make any sense. But providing,
all right, well,
if you're the underdog, what you want to do is you want to get slaughtered on Game 1 and then really storm back in Game 2.
Yeah, exactly, right? All right, well, Parasite is going to be rocking the Thermal SVG. He's checking mid-maps. He's one cross. He's still behind White Truck. Oh, he saw him again. This player's dead. Oh, he misses. He's just flying at him. Who's coming there? They want to kill. That is
Zuma.
Oh, shocker. What a ridiculous play. Zuma just charges across mid-map.
I am convinced Zuma's plan in Search and Destroy is to just either kill or die somebody, like kill or die as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's kind of what Havoc was doing yesterday. We were watching him for Envy. Just wants that first blood. Now, who's it back rock? Because Clayster is going to have an M8. It makes it, I guess, a little more difficult to hold than a sniper. That would have been a kill if he had a snipe. Now getting pushed, he needs to back down and stay alive for the time being. Oh, get away. Nice grenade. They're going to back that player up. Good job. But now they've got control of the B site. Enable trying to get an angle. The player pushed top barn. Enable's going to see him cross. This is going to fall to Clayster then, I think, to pick one up, potentially, if he gets an angle on this guy.
Ooh, I thought for a second he was just going to poke his head out, and Clay was just going to rip it off, and you're going to see 2 kills go down. So it's going to be a 2v2 scenario as teams just trading back and forth. It's going to be Attach and Clayster, the formal Denial duo. Going up.
Just get away. Just get away.
Miracles and Nameless, and they're able to take out Miracles. Then this is a round that FaZe is going to win.
Hey, buddy.
Clay just
buddy.
Walking up, going to take him out. Well, he was actually waiting for Nameless to finish planting, wanted to get the points.
Yeah.
Nameless.
It looks so funny on the screen. He just like walks up like,
hello, hello, friend. In one of the odder plays, Nameless gets off the bomb and just dies instead. So
that looks so funny from Clay's point of view. It's like execution style.
Yeah. We rarely see that.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right, round 2. Parasite still got the sniper. Let me check through FaZe. M8, SVG for Attach. So now they're, oh, okay. They still go with 2, though. Interesting. What do you think about 2 snipers on offense here?
I mean, we've seen 4.
Oh!
Oh, my.
Mr. Man on replay, please get that from his point of view. Thank you kindly.
Oh, actually, I was on with Parasite.
Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah, because he can snag ears. He did a really good job yesterday snagging plays that I would see that Revan wouldn't. I want to get that point of view. That's awesome. But
and Attach just gets his body blown off the map there by Parasite at the beginning. And see just how versatile a player Parasite is. I mean, we're running AR, SMG, sniper, great in all game modes. Guy's just a monster, and you're going to see compLexity, that man advantage. It's going to be a 4v1, make it a round win in their favor as they're able to take out Clay here at the end. Going to be tied up at 1 round apiece.
We'll see Miracles here closing things out. Had a monster game 1 with the sub, getting things done now with the rifle. Final kill coming in, so that the two sniper combo did not pay dividends because
obviously
one
they
of them
just need more snipers. That's really the only answer for FaZe.
Yeah, but if 2 snipers aren't enough, try 3.
See
if 3 aren't enough,
start.
try 4.
So,
you know, I would consider maybe doing, if Overkill was in, maybe do Overkill, Sniper. Have SVG primary with a Locust secondary.
That's stupid. Anyway, you're going to see compLexity trying to push up the mid street. You have players over on tracks. Look at Nameless trying to get.
You got to hit that. You got to hit one of these, Christopher.
It's actually going to be Parasite actually jumping up, missing both those shots. Team's just kind of slowing down with the pace of play here. Nameless just trying to watch his teammates back. You see Miracle's going to get first blood on Enable, though. And
this is Zuma's game. He just works his way across mid, whether it's offense or defense. He tries to get forward. And I don't know how he does it. Every game, that's all he does on Friend.
He just has great timing.
Listen, other team, just have someone watching middle at all times, man, because now everything opens up. As soon as he gets through middle,
fantastic timing.
As soon as he gets through middle, though, like everything will fall apart for the other team.
Yeah, it's just Zuma with some of the best timings for a professional player in Search and Destroy. Just it's a great natural instinct of when lanes are open and when he's able to push things out. You see, obviously, you can watch some of the S&D superstars that there are, right? Like the guys like Pharaoh.
Yeah.
They have great instincts as well.
love,
Zuma just really aggressive, one of the better pro players in Search and Destroy.
Sure, I love watching professional players in Variant, but I watch S&D players all the time, man. Crazy some of the stuff they'll do. And oh! Nameless.
There's like, if Nameless dies, there's like nothing you can even say. Like, what do you just like toss your controller up in the air. There's nothing you can do about that.
Your brains are now splattered across those dusty rocks.
Yeah, that stinks. As you see,
yeah, that stinks. Yes, it does.
Up in the man count, 4-2. Miracles continuing his strong play at 4-2 in this Search and Destroy. He's going to take out one.
And don't come this way. Don't come this way. Don't come this way. Oh! Nice shots there. Attach is going to miss, and Miracles gives him the old one burst. Now it's a 2v2. Unable answering back. Ricky by himself, the best S&D player in Black Ops 3. Can he get it done? Nope. The Red Baron comes in on the flank.
I think he's the best S&D player?
Right now in the game. Statistically, he is up there.
He is up there.
Well, he was our S&D player. Okay,
yeah, he was.
At the half season where we gave him number one.
He was.
Right now, statistically, I guess Parasite is. But, you know,
it's a toss.
I'm giving it to Ricky.
Ricky, one of the better S&D players. I'll give it to you.
You hear that? You hear that, Parasite? Ricky.
Up 3-1. See if Parasite's going to do anything this round.
Yeah.
He's probably ticked off.
He's got cold-blooded as well.
Ricky, all those props. I'm surprised Attach doesn't challenge him mid-street. They're just going to challenge him with an AR, and he's going to get out of the way and does not want to fight that.
Look who's coming up, man. Look who's coming up.
Yeah, I mean, this should not shock anybody. He's going to sit here until the guys on Cole try and get a little bit aggressive and then make a big play.
Parasite's wrapped. The only saving grace is Parasite's around the back, and I don't know if Zuma's going to be ready for this or not. So Zuma could definitely get caught. Let's look at Parasite's point of view to see him cross. He cannot. Zuma now is actually going to be rotating back across the map, and they're not going to really be watching this. Well, okay, take it back. Somebody does look back there at Wood, and they're going to be able to take him out.
Yeah, you got to think Parasite called him out as he saw him running down the middle of the street.
If Parasite didn't see him, I think he comes through and probably gets killed or two.
Attach just going to get on bomb here.
Oh my
Who is this? Go on with compLexity.
Oh my God.
What are they doing?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, they're going to let him get it. He's got it. There's the defuse. No, his other player, I had to stay with him. I wanted to see the defuse timer.
Did nobody, nobody was in position to check
Enable's
bomb?
position, I guess, kind of holds them off there.
No, Enable jumps out of there and dives over on tracks. I think one person is trying to fight through the front. The other person is trying to watch small door waiting for a flank. And Attach never comes on the flank. He just sits on the bomb. FaZe up 4-1 in S&D on Fringe. A really good chance to tie the series up at 1 game apiece.
All right, let's watch this from Nameless. Nameless, you'll see, is now avoiding the back rock. I want nothing to do with that area of the map. Oh, God, and Attach kind of gets pulled against two there. Not able to connect, going to have to back away. Two of his teammates dropping. You see an HC out for Enable. That's going to explode. Pressure coming in. Attach is going to fall. Enable by himself, and Nameless connecting with both on tracks. compLexity getting their second round on the board.
And Nameless picks up, what, 3 that round, I believe?
I believe so,
Picks up the beginning intro kill, first blood of the game, and then he picks up these final 2. Now, I believe you saw Clay use his glitch during that one as well, so he's not going to have that one as the series, as the map progresses. I'm going to go through some of the guys on Cole. You have Parasite with Overdrive still. Nameless has his Heat Wave. Yeah, Ricky, he's about 3/4 to Vision Pulse, and Miracles not even halfway to Psychosis. So Parasite, obviously not going to be using Overdrive at the beginning of the round with a sniper rifle. Nameless, though, still with that Heat Wave chance to make a play. You're going to see Kill being traded out here, though, but Zuma just getting those first bloods just throws the other team's plan for a complete lose.
Not only did he get a kill, but he saw 3 players. So much information given, right? And that allows, I thought Enable actually might push up a little bit more on A, since you know 3 were stacked there around small room. But now they know the rotation is coming out. He saw that, got that information. Now let's see, Parasite's still going to be watching mid-street with Sniper. Enable challenges, nice movement there, gives a little bit of a hover and able to pick up the kill. And sitting on bomb is one more. He's going to be able to help Enable if need be. Enable putting in shots, should be able to call out to Attach that he's pushing. This player is in so much trouble right now, nowhere he can go. What? Enable wins it even after getting tagged up by Attach, and he's actually on a 4 streak right now, and he has a Heat Wave. Does he try and connect with this? He's pushed the player out of the back of the site. They've got control now.
They gotta get bomb. Yep, they gotta get bomb.
Where do they opt to go?
Parasite wants to bring this
what?
All the way back to B.
Well,
they're not gonna give themselves any time.
Attach wants nothing to do with that. They're not going to get this down. They've got the spike,
they're going to have to get this. Well, I mean, Nameless drops. Parasite, not a lot of time here.
What's the plan here, buddy? What's the plan here? What is the plan here?
No.
Why don't you just get that today? I mean, with that little time, don't you just have to plan today?
If Nameless picks up 1 kill, you have enough chance.
I guess the logic is
get it down.
maybe getting 1 kill there was going to force that player to rotate over and turn that into a 2v2, but Clay never moved. Well, he moved to mid-street, but he never went over to A. So with them wrapping over, I mean, he caught one on the rotation anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I like that rotation if you have maybe 20 or 30 more seconds, but not when you're down to the wire that much.
I think they just want to put pressure on the bomb site, obviously. If they're able to kill Clayster, they get the plant down, or they just kind of bait out attach, and they're probably able to win that round. And look at how fast Zuma's hitting the flank.
There are so many people about to die. Oh, no, he might not check the corner. He doesn't. He just wants to go around the back. He does have Blast Suppressor and Dead Silence, so he is in their spawn. Poor Zuma hasn't found anyone yet. At some point, he's going to be picking up multiple kills here. Okay, there he finds one. That timing almost ended up being awful for him.
Nameless gets 1 with the HC, so it's just a 1-for-1 trade, but FaZe gets killed early in the round. It's going to be 3v2. See Ricky put down some shots in the back alley. The bomb's going to go down at A. How do Ricky and Parasite elect to attack this? Parasite's going to go on a long flank, and he's going to have to pick up 1 kill at least here. And he has overdrive. Nope. Yeah, Zuma's going to fly in. He's going to take out Ricky. This one's over, I think.
This should be game 2 to FaZe here, unless Parasite can have some late game heroics. Not able to connect there. Nice effort on the snipe. Finds one mid-map, going to miss that one as well. Zuma never hesitating to challenge Parasite there in that position. You saw him doing it really off the rip.
Zuma
in the first
never
round.
hesitant to challenge anybody.
Very true. Regardless of what weapon they have in their hand, Zuma is going to come flying at you.
What, I believe it was the first round where Parasite's sniping over by Grandma, and Zuma just darts straight down the middle of the street.
Kind of like that. Obviously, very different timing, but similar nonetheless. So FaZe, despite the fact that they don't have 17 snipers on the map, are going to be able to take this 6-2 victory over compLexity.
My 3-1 dream is still alive. I just thought the first 2 maps would go the opposite way.
What's funny, though, that this is exactly kind of how the FaZe series was yesterday with TK. Everything Rev and I were picking that made sense, like statistically, was going the opposite way. So who knows? We'll see what FaZe is able to do. Can they close out here? Can they get the 3-1, rip off these final 2 respawns? It still is on the SMG players of compLexity for me. If they can get big performances in CTF, specifically uplink more, faster pace. You need a big game out of Miracles. You need Parasite to go big.
CTF is going to be Stronghold, so that's going to be one where the ARs dominate Stronghold all the time.
Your subs are just like trying to get aggressive and failing.
Anything, But if you take a look at the scoreboard, we're searching to show you game number 2. Clay goes 9-6, has a very good game. Zuma, I think, though, 7-5. He's probably the guy who made the biggest difference for FaZe, who did a really nice job pushing up the map, putting a lot of pressure on the compLexity team. And even if he trades out 1-for-1, it just kind of ruins their push, just kind of ruins the flow of the game. And then Ricky, say he's the best S&D player in the world. Maven, he goes 2-5. Nameless with a strong performance, and Miracles again with a strong performance. So Miracles really coming up big in the series this far.
Usually, it's that duo of Parasite and Ricky that are coming up big in S&D. Here's the snipe. That's the one over the top. That's a disgusting shot. Look at that. Look at that shot over the roof. Blop!
Oh, that is nutty.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys, for grabbing that one in the back. And then Attach hits 1-2. Splatters Nameless's brains.
Nameless doesn't even have a chance to react here.
There's no bullets coming. Oh. Both of those snipes were just filthy.
Which one was better?
I think Parasite's, just because the range of it and the fact that he actually lost the player because what's that little thing called on the roof? I don't know. That little
chimney.
Sure. That thing kind of blocked his view for just a second, like as he's crossing, and then he sees it and hits the shot. That was nasty.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
So a couple big snipes in that one, but the final result going to be FaZe taking it in a dominating fashion, 6-2. Series 1-1. There will be no sweep like our first series. Nope. This one going to be a little bit more back and forth. We've got a lot of action. Just to give you guys kind of an update, maybe if you're tuning in a little bit late. Next up will be H2K versus Optic Gaming. That has potential to be the match of the night. Team Solo mid versus Team Caliber, the final match, which has big implications for relegation. Now, also, again, If you have 2 monitors, open up both streams. If you have 1 monitor, watch it on your PC. Open up Live Event Viewer on your PlayStation 4 and watch as well, because
you use your monitor for your PlayStation 4. You could always put that one up on your monitor with in-game viewer, and then open up another one on your cell phone. Just figure it out.
Figure it out.
Just watch both.
Because Envy Rise is coming up soon, I believe, on the secondary stream.
DT Elevate, that's 2 teams who play crazy play styles. Elevate willing to try just about anything.
Yeah.
DT, obviously, they got Killa.
I've decided that Elevate is without question my favorite team to cast.
Yeah.
Without question, because honestly, sometimes I love what Ban Protect brings to the game. I think it's incredible what it does to the game. But sometimes, I'll be honest, it's a little bit boring to cast when it's just those 8 standard things that go through. It's never that with Elevate. It just never is. Just the MR6 coming off right away starts to mix things up a little bit, and
it just shows you how powerful it is to have a guy like Nagafin or Aqua on your team. Guys that you have to use specific votes in your ban and protect process to kind of negate. You got to get rid of the MR6. Aqua's a threat to use. The Argus at times. Now it's like you ban the SVG, they have the PO6. Do you ban the PO6? Then you got to waste all your votes on sniper rifles and stuff. Elevate, just a really tough team to play against. And see here early, you're going to see Rapid Fire, Overdrive, Overclock. These are 3 pretty standard bans during uplink. And you're going to see flashbangs go. Fully expect concussions to go as well. And high caliber. And then start to see some more interesting things come off the board. There goes concussions and high caliber. Now, I don't think the Shiva as important. Do we see a VMP ban again from the side of compLexity?
Why wouldn't you? Like,
we see a VMP protect out of the side on FaZe. I mean, if you're FaZe,
there
you
it
kind
is.
of
I love it. Yeah, no, I
was gonna say wait him out, but
like, why would you not get it off? Like, take it out. I mean, do I think FaZe will react probably better this time because maybe they're expecting
and the
it?
Shiva, I feel like a waste.
I don't see Shiva having an impact on this at all. I like it on uplink on maps like Infection, where you're going to be set up, have those hard angles behind tank, behind steps, where you can really just kind of lock it down. This is a little bit more fast. It's not the setups that happen are usually kind of like aggressive one more towards the base, not.
If Clay is going to use the Man of War, why not just ban the M8?
I would have been
at that point. You kind of force the Nameless to run the Man of War, and
I would have
him off a little bit.
I would have actually banned the VMP and banned the Man of War. I would have hit them both.
If
I was compLexity, yeah, I would have hit them both.
Got you. Well, what if Clay at that point could have just banned the Kuda? Right?
I guess if attached would rather use the Pharaoh. Why not?
Yeah.
But I think he kind of switched over to the Kuda after a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't have a lot of success on that map 1. Maybe you keep the Pharaoh in, kind of even back up in your favor a little bit. Talk about the specialist draft just for a quick second. Zuma and Nameless for their teams both go Scythe. You got a Heat Wave on both sides, Kinetic and Camo on both sides. So the only one I'm surprised is that Camo makes it through. Camo is usually one we see targeted during uplink. It's very hard to get your aimer on that guy flying through the air with the drone when he's got the Camo pump. So surprised you don't see Camo go.
That's one thing that sort of developed over the course of stage 1. I mean, at first it was really just Overdrive that got hit every single uplink. Then it started to be kind of Overdrive Kinetic, then Overdrive Camo, then Overdrive Kinetic and Camo. Sometimes all 3 will come off. It's kind of, I feel like it's actually kind of been a while since it's just Overdrive that gets hit. A lot of times you see 2 to 3 abilities in uplink. So with Camo coming through, that'll be important. Overclock did not make it, right?
Overclock's gone, yeah.
Okay, so you're not at least going to be popping Camo, 17 times a map. It's going to be a little more limited here, but it will certainly have a big impact because anytime you have Camo, I mean, that has to be a score. 1 point, 2 point, I don't care. It has to be a score.
Camo's also great because obviously in uplink you want to have your drone have a lead blocker, so to speak, right? Somebody who's going to be pushed up into the other team's base, taking out some players. If you have Camo, you almost don't need that. Like, if you're close enough, you can pop Camo, you have a chance to turn an individual play into a score.
See, I actually like Kinetic. I like Kinetic a little bit more, not for scoring, but for, like, retaking mid-map, retaking the drone spawn.
Yeah.
Kind of fighting back for control.
When you need a key 2-piece.
Yeah, exactly. Camo for me is more just get points on the board, and we'll see how it is used. I mean, you'll see it sometimes used in the same position as Kinetic, trying to more maintain control, but for me, that is your time to flush some points through. And now this is the map where when you're pushing through Broken, a little bit easier to get control, a little bit easier to get dunks through. On the other side, you cannot afford when you're pushing towards Lab to miss 1-point throws. You have got, well, I mean, on either side you kind of have to bury 1-point throws, but I think more importantly, when you're pushing towards Lab, you better bury every single one.
I think when you're pushing towards Lab, you just kind of keep settling for those 1-point throws.
Oh yeah, no, I think on any map, if you're on if there is a weaker and stronger side kind of prep link, the weaker side, you always just take the 1-point throw whenever you get it, put it through. Don't worry so much about getting control, getting a rally, getting through a bunch of dunks. Just 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. It adds up. It really does. On the other side, you're more just trying to get control position. I think about evac or something where you're really trying to get that rally forward. You can do it pretty well here as well. But let's get off the rip. So the first side, compLexity, I think, in my opinion, going to be starting a little bit on the weaker side.
compLexity wants to keep the score low, keep it close.
And get a lot of 1-point throws.
He just stuck him cross map.
And just not get trapped as Parasite starts out nice. I don't know if he realizes there's one mid-map, but he's going to get pushed there from the connector. Ricky going to be last alive, and you can see Drone already out. They're already going to be pushing forward here for points, and this is scary. So you're spawning at the bottom left side of the map. This is going to be one dunk through. You already see one player rotating back to mid-map, so that's going to be Enable and Clayster dealing with the overextension in mid. The good thing, you actually split a little bit there for compLexity, but it paid off because you won a couple key gunfights. So you've got control of your base and going to be able to push back for control middle map.
You're going to see Enable lose that gunfight, but FaZe still 2-0. The hot start from Attach. Stay on board with him. See what was actually going on. Actually, you know, Miracles, he's got the drone in hand, and they're actually trying to make a push down Palace side. So go on board with him. He's going to get cut down. Enable and Attach able to win those. And how have you liked Enable's transition to an SMG role? You know, obviously one of the better AR players at the beginning of the game and kind of threw Clayster off a little bit. I think Enable's actually transitioned quite well. The first few games I saw, he's a little bit rough, but now starting to come into his own.
I just think he has competed in console FPS for so long between, you know, the Halo series, the Call of Duty series. I don't think there's much that I wouldn't trust him to do. Honestly, when you're talking about a role, I just think he's unselfish enough, he's wise enough that I think he can play any role that he needs to be, and we're kind of seeing that with this FaZe team. He switched it up, him and Clayster, but they've both kind of found a home now, and I think they both feel pretty comfortable.
Anyone who was around at my first event has been around for a very long time. Yeah. Experience is kind of an understatement with Enable. You see he's going to take the drone, just kind of hitting the back wall right on the side.
He's waiting for this player to get forward. Unfortunately, Clayster runs right by. So that's going to cue Enable here. I think he's a little bit in trouble. He's not going to be able to just sit here and jockey. Yeah, he is going to move back. He's got a second player to cover him, though. That's going to be Zuma. Is Zuma going to realize there is a player from behind? He does. He's going to challenge. And now, just get the 1 point. This is a safe toss. And now pushing from the... Doesn't make it. Is actually going to turn into 2 potentially, because look at Clayster coming around the back. This might actually pay off. He's going to be able to grab 1, but not before it gets off. If he connected his shots a little bit better there, might have been able to shut that down and potentially get 1.
Yeah, Man of War, pretty difficult to shoot flying through the air like that. And even for Enable getting a chance to knock down a 1-point throw, pretty impressive. It didn't look like they were going to be able to get anything out of it, but it's going to be 2 dead. And look at the position of that player all the way up on glass for FaZe. Actually, going through bottom broken. He's going to be the lead blocker for this team. It's going to be Zuma. It's going to be able to get 1. And that should really open things up for Attach to get a 2-point play. Fantastic job by Zuma. Get pushed all the way up into the base. And you see Attach winning a gunfight after scoring that. He's only going to be 350 away from the Lightning. So let's see if he plays for these streaks. I don't think they're too important on Breach.
You're okay right now if you're compLexity, though. 4-0 isn't that bad on this side, I think. Like a 4-point lead.
You just can't let it get out of control.
Don't let it get any further than this, though. I think you can survive 4 points. I just think you have to try to hold it here. The good thing is there's only about 2 minutes left, so if you can play some good base defense, you'll be looking all right, but that is not what's happening here. Is one player getting aggressive forward. That's going to be Attach. He's going to be calling in the HC, which is actually going to kind of act as a lead blocker there. He's going to pass it back, turn, try to pick one up. Enable still has it, though. Able to drop there in the bottom green before getting picked off. He has camo as well. This should be a dunk. Activates it, able to flush it through. 6-0 lead, and now with 90 seconds left, things getting a little more scary, I think, right now for compLexity.
And that's a perfect use of camo, right? You know, you have only 1 lead blocker. You're going up against two or three players. Guarantees the dunk in that situation. Ricky trying to get off a 1-point throw, and it goes right over the top of the goal. You see Zuma picking up 2. It's going to clear out his base, and it's actually 1 player stuck by underneath in Lab. Who's this? It's going to be Parasite. He's going to try and put an end to this FaZe push, and does a nice job getting 1 mid-map. Going to thwart it a little bit, but 2 players push deep into the compLexity base. not good for compLexity. You see Attach putting down some shaky shots, finally able to finish off Miracles, but this should at least be a 1-point throw, and you actually see Nameless and Ricky picking up 2 big kills, so that's going to stop the push.
A counter here. Parasite's going to push forward. Hell, if he would have grabbed the drone, he might have been able to give himself a 1-point toss.
The base is wide open.
He would have had a 1-point toss because his positioning spawns them in Palace. They end up spawning kind of what bottom AC in Palace because of where he is. They have to know he's behind. They know there's a player that's not going to be able to play defense, so they say, screw it, we're going to grab the drone and go forward. So Parasite actually kind of gives them a favorable spawn, and this is going to end up being points. Yeah. I think Parasite should just grab the drone and hit a 1-point shot.
He has 1-point toss easy. Yeah. I mean, I think he's waiting for a teammate to get pushed up, and he's like going to be the guy who's going to slay out.
You cannot.
There's nobody there.
You cannot get in an aggressive position
be another 2-point play
unless you're doing something. You have to be picking up kills or doing something.
Attach,
all you're
just
doing,
wait to the final seconds to put the sand.
You're spawning them at mid-map, basically. You're spawning them at drone.
And Attach waits till the final seconds to put that in. Let's play set up mid-map. It's going to be a 10-0 first half in favor of FaZe, and you know that's probably a situation Parasite would like to have back, because that takes. What's the score at the time? It's actually 6-0, right? Could have potentially been 6-1, but they get those 4 extra points because of that play.
The difference between when Zuma was in an aggressive position versus Parasite is his team was also pushing. So like he's picking up kills, him spawning them out isn't that big of a deal because they have drone control and they're getting forward. Parasite getting in that position with 0 control just ends up biting.
Yep. It's not the best of plays there, but Parasite usually a player who always kind of makes the right decision. A little bit shocking. Obviously, we have the ability to see the minimap in X-ray. We're able to tell that there's nobody there. He probably thought that players rotated from Palace all the way back, and he's going to see Attach picking up 2 here. It's going to be answered by 2 kills in favor of compLexity. Make it 3.
What?
Attach,
that player
though,
must
able
have
to
been
take out the drone carrier. He's still on. Attach is on fire. He has full streaks. It's going to be even harder for compLexity to make this comeback.
I want him to pop that heat wave so badly. All right, but yeah, like you said, he's got full streaks. I'm going to go back to Attach. I know we've been focusing a lot on FaZe this game, but it's hard not to when it's a 10-0 score. He gets EMP'd as he's trying to call in something. Going to shut that down, but now he's going to use the HC car. Doesn't check his close left. He runs right by 1 player. Makes it easy for that to be cleaned up.
If compLexity wants to make the comeback, they're going to have to get aggressive play over on glass side, get control of the drone, and get into the base. And in terms of abilities, I'll cycle through them, see what they have at this moment in time. We see Ricky, though, hitting that wall run with the drone. His teammates all drop. Miracles actually comes up with a big kill from behind.
Oh, I thought he missed.
They're going to get a 1-point throw. So Miracles has to use his kinetic to even make that possible. Nameless about to come up on a scythe, it looks like, so he should have that. They could potentially use
Zuma
that to get forward.
Zuma
And Parasite has
Shocker.
his camo, so they do have some abilities on the side of compLexity to make open up the map a little bit, make some things happen. It's just a how and when they're going to use them.
And see the difference there. You know, he gets in a strong position and flanks through and comes right back to drone and helps out. Ends up making a difference there. But, you know, at the same time, if compLexity was able to grab that drone and get forward, it might end up punishing them as well. But
he was trying to pass that, and his teammate fell up top.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a unfortunate scenario there for Zuma. Kind of reminds me of watching a 30 for 30 with Reggie Miller last night, and when he scored those 8 points in like 30 seconds, and the guy fell on the inbounds pass. One of the craziest plays ever.
Absolutely absurd. Yeah, I feel like he had a couple moments like that that were just like defied all reasoning and logic with come behind wins. And oh my God,
Parasite was going to channel his inner Reggie Miller there and go for that. And he actually gets cut down. He calls in camo at the worst time possible. That is just unfortunate timing there for Parasite.
That's probably the best weapon to deal with camo, because you just spray it everywhere.
Well, they actually
to
saw
stuff.
him call in his camo. It wasn't like he was already fully camo. They saw him call it in. And they're just holding drone over here and letting players just run at Zuma.
Well, I mean, right now, too, time is on your side.
Well, they're able to take him out. But you see players just kind of flooding over by cages. Zuma's going to have 1 player win a gunfight. It's going to be
Placer. He needs to get in the camo range.
Yep, here it is. Oh, and I believe he gets Heat Wave. So
the second best weapon against camo. Yeah. A Heat Wave.
A big play right there by Ricky as he's going to take the drone down brick side, but look at this, Zuma.
And it goes off. Does it go off? Yep. That's such a nice play, because there were still players up advancing there. If it stays on the map, not as effective. We saw it's
he
even
must
bigger.
Be so frustrating to play against.
It's even bigger in CTF though. Getting those kills as player tried to cross there for the reset, but nice job there, seeing it effective in uplink as well. But pressure coming forward now. Clayster kinetic pop should be a dunk. I think he gets 1 there actually as he gets taken out. And you see why kinetic is not as good as camo in that type of position, because you can still take out that player pretty quickly with some nice shots.
He has camo that's a dunk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You see Enable getting the top AC. He's going to win one gunfight. You have Namos playing in that corner, watching his back. He's going to be able to take him out and attach on Jerome spawn. He's going to drop, but Maven, minute 20 left. It's 11-1 in favor of FaZe Clan. This doesn't look good for a complexity.
Well,
and, it's really just been the second half, I think, for them.
Well, it was that first side, too, and the fact that they had to keep it close,
Yeah.
and they didn't. I mean, it was 10-0. You have to keep it close. It wasn't close at all. You don't really give yourself a chance.
Well, in the second half, if they're able to get mid-map control, they're able to make something happen, and you just haven't seen them set up. It just seems like really fast-paced, like frenetic out of the side of complexity.
It shouldn't be tied 1-1 after the switch. Yeah.
No, and I don't know if you kind of credit that to Attach and Zuma doing a really nice job, just really like forcing the issue. Like, look at how fast-paced those guys are playing. Zuma coming on the flanks constantly. Or if you kind of say it's complexity playing a little bit slower, Enable just does somebody dirty there, throws the drone right at Miracles. Miracles drops and just tosses it right back. And
meanwhile, Clayster on an 8 streak. I
Yep.
haven't really been paying attention to that because the game's been over for quite some time, but he is going to end up falling as soon as I look at him.
He's been practicing his wall running, though. The Clayster of last week would have just fell off the map there.
That's true. That's true. He's been working on his movement, apparently. 10 seconds left. 14-1 advantage. A dominating performance here. And this is what we saw yesterday in the series versus TK. I believe they lost the hard point. They then bounced back. Wait, did they go down 2-0? No, I think they won the S&D. And they won the S&D, won the uplink. Then TK took the CTF. They went to a game 5. So this series actually feeling quite a bit like that one. If complexity can take this CTF, which I think is the game mode you thought they probably had a chance.
They had their best chance. Well, if I would have picked at the beginning of the series the respawn, they had the best chance to win, I would have said CTF. They win the hard point, which is a huge win for complexity. It's like, now can they take Stronghold CTF? We've seen them do some nice things on Stronghold before. Remember, I think it was like a top 5 play, Miracles with the flag going down the middle of the map in the final second. So it's a team that has some success before on this map. And
it's naturally a little bit slower too, which I think fits more into the play style for complexity. Gives them maybe I don't want to say an edge, but at least a better chance here going up against FaZe.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll see how it plays out. Who's able to, I guess, adapt to that slower type of play style? Who's able to get through those sneak pulls, which can be so big? Zuma's going to be a nuisance on the map at all times. He's just going to get in behind, try to get flags out. I like Elevate kind of plays that style too. Not as much worried about layering the map as you are just trying to get that one pull, wait for a couple down, grab it, just get in behind people. We've seen Dead Silence banned, for God's sake, in S&D or in CTF sometimes because they're just worried about that sneak player.
Yeah, one player just gets into your base, able to win the game by just pulling out the flags, picking up 1 kill. But see, the after action report here for Uplink, Attached 27-16, 3 carries of the drone in for scores, 1 throw. So he does a great job in the OBJ department, leads the room in kills, really the MVP of that map. And I think it's actually with Zuma. I mean, the other 2 guys obviously have more kills than Zuma, but Zuma, just time and time again, I feel like he was behind the opposing team, able to come up with some big plays.
All right, well, let's take a look at the highlights here. And, I mean, it was really just this first side. They did a pretty good job. I mean, think about it. It was 4-0 with 2 minutes left. So they did a pretty good job through the first 3 minutes. They ended up getting 6 in the final 2 as things opened up. And you know that the Parasite being in that aggressive position kind of hurt a little bit.
It was 4 points in the final 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That really just killed complexity.
4-0, I mean, okay, looking back, obviously, they didn't have a very good second side, but 4-0 or 6-0, pretty manageable. 10-0 is putting so much pressure on your team, you know?
4-0, you kind of feeling pretty good about yourself. Right? I mean, obviously, we know how the second half went. It doesn't go in their favor, but you still feel pretty good going into the second half if you're within, like, a 2-score game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Just waiting on the players to get in the lobby and ready up here before we hop into Stronghold CTF. 2-1 advantage right now in the series. Welcome, Call of Duty World League presented by PlayStation 4. We've got a ton of great matches left for you. Excited.
H2K out the gaming coming up next. It's going to be a fantastic game. And then to close out the night, TSM versus Team Caliber. It's going to be a very good game, obviously a game that impacts the standings dramatically.
It certainly will be. And that next series, I mean, that it's one of 2 things for me. It's either a 3-0 blowout for Optic, or it's one that goes down to the wire.
That series is close, or Optic just comes in and steamrolls.
That's exactly how I feel. Hoping it will be one that comes down to the wire. Just waiting on one more member here, and we should be ready to rock for Game 4. What can complexity do? You know, they're trailing in the series. What is their game plan in CTF? What's their I guess their best play here against FaZe.
You want to keep the stuns and the flashes in. You want to slow the game down. This is probably one where you'll see Clayser go to the M8. It's a little bit more of a long-range map. So then you'll probably see more M8 use. But
he uses, especially on hardpoint, I saw him use the Man of War, but I think in CTF
it's, yeah.
maybe go to M8.
Yeah, I think you probably go M8. This is a map where obviously attacking towards Mansion going to be the more preferred side, the professional players. I think what you're going to need to see is, you know, which players on each team are going to be those sneak players. So a guy like Spacio and Luminosity does a great job of it. He's able to get into the other team's base, and then you kind of have your teammates stay mid-map, and he picks up 1 kill on that base defender, and the other players are stuck mid-map, and they have to determine, you know, whether we turn and try and focus on the flag carrier, whether we push forward, and then you're able to get some easy scores. So I think on the side of FaZe, you'll probably see it be Zuma, and then on the side of compLexity, I think it's going to be Miracles.
Yeah, Spacely certainly, just thinking over the previous titles, I mean, he...
Such a nuisance in CTF.
Back to Ghost, man. He could be that sneak player, just getting cap after cap after cap. Blitz, he would just come up with a wild...
He was one of the most annoying players, like, counting, like, spawns and stuff.
I would
like,
see him trying
to keep players on track.
Multiple times he'd have 20-plus caps in Blitz. Like, it was insane what he would do in that mode. And it's similar in the sense of kind of trying to sneak through those cracks, right? Our first thing coming off the board, no shocker there, it is going to be Overdrive coming off for Enable. The question is, do we see potentially, you know, a protect of a flash of a concussion, something maybe to slow down these players from FaZe?
I will say one of the better players, though, counting out spawns and keeping track of the other team is Clayster. Clayster is a very, very smart player in CTF, always keeping track of the spawn.
He does it well here, too, because he's going to be playing pretty safe, so he can communicate a little more easily, too. And he'll run a Wraith here, I think, because I've seen him play this map. He works towards that Wraith. I've seen it come to pretty good effect on this map at times, too, because there was one time, I think it was FaZe on this particular map, where they were trailing by 1 most of the game, but he ends up getting full streaks. They put 2 through in, like, the final 60 seconds and take a victory.
And having one player counting spawns is huge. And when I say count spawns in CTF, what I'm saying is, let's say, you know, I am playing against Maven's team, right? And, you know, we get 3 dead. We got to figure out, you know, when those players are coming off of spawn. We got to remember which players we killed as well, because we can get, like, what we think is, like, a 4 dead or another 3 dead, and it could be the same exact players. You haven't accounted for that one player. He's behind you, makes a big play.
Well, the final ban coming in, Matt, is going to be the VMP again. So all 3 respawns, the VMP going to be coming off. Obviously, did not matter at all in game number 3 on Uplink. I think it certainly had an impact in game 1.
You could make an argument that the Coot is a little bit better at range than the VMP for this one.
Yeah, I mean, you don't deal... The only time that the VMP, I think, will have the edge is...
Mansion?
Mansion, yeah. You'll have some pretty key engagement there at times. When you're pushing into that actual flag area, the flag's so deep that I almost think Akuta's a little bit better when you're trying to break in. Like, if you're trying to bust somebody off a cover, like one of those back trucks or back rocks on the other side, I would take Akuta in that position.
Yeah, I mean, even, you know, you pull the flag and they spawn bunker, you're trying to win that fight versus an AR player over in bunker. I think the Akuta is an excellent weapon for that. You're going to see a camo kinetic heat wave on the side of FaZe, round things out with a scythe. Scythe, very good in capture the flag, because obviously you're just going to kind of set up like a turret from the back of your base, just kind of rain havoc down with all those bullets.
Absolutely. Players now going to edit their classes, edit their score streaks, and then we will be ready to hop into game 4. Can FaZe close it out? Can compLexity do what compLexity does and push it to a game 5 in which they inevitably usually somehow pull out some magic? That's the big thing for me. I mean, can they get to the game 5 that they
they would go in Redwood.
Hate, but it works out for them.
I mean, that would be a Redwood S&D, that game 5.
And that, God, I've seen FaZe play really well there. I've seen compLexity play out of their minds, too. Yeah. I don't actually know who I pick in that.
There's a lot of trees on that map.
He's going to find a new spot just up in these redwoods.
I had to. When I saw it was Redwood, I was like, the entire map is like trees. Like, it's just kind of like meant to be. Like, it has to go to game 5.
And Nagafin, I was calling him an Ewok last time because he was just soaring. It looked like he was soaring through the trees, like Spider-Man in the wilderness, just like going around.
Well, yeah, you're able
to
pull off some awesome stuff with the wall running on that.
That's my Spider-Man, apparently.
Yeah, that's just... It just looks like you're like in a Doug Sensor Martin fitness video or something like that.
I could use some fitness.
You could use a Doug Sensor Martin fitness training.
I'm legitimately...
Doug, if you're watching,
I'm tired now.
Take him under your wings, Doug. He's the guy who goes and gets a gym membership and then never goes.
Yeah, my body feels like Jell-O. Turn me into a rock. Sensor, yeah, seriously though, he might. He's joked about moving to LA. I kid you not. if he moves to LA, I will get a gym membership with him. There will be a YouTube series that is Maven Works Out with Sensor. There will be before and after shots of my jello pudding body right now and my rock hard abs in the future. Oh, you're going to see it. I will be all over Twitter. Sensor's going to turn me into one attractive man. I'll be on Forbes 60 under 60 in no time.
60 under 60. I'm not even sure they even keep track that deep down the list. Anyway, it's going to be a Stronghold CTF loading up now. Maeve, obviously you're great with predictions. Got to get your thoughts on this one. Do you think compLexity extends it to a game 5?
I do not.
Do you think it ends here? So you think it ends here? You do not. That's your pounding energy drinks. You'd quickly give us a response.
I think FaZe, they had a lot of heroics in CTF this weekend for the 25K. I think they're going to be able to pull this one off. It's going to be a close one, though. I'm going to guess, like, I don't know, 3-1, 3-2.
3-1? 3-1, actually. 4 flags on Stronghold. Be a lot of flags for this map. I'm going to say something like a 2-1 game where we probably sit at 1-1 for a while. Potentially could see a little bit of a stalemate. I'm actually going to check something real quick. So Clay going to be going to the M8 on this map. I kind of thought
that makes
you would
sense,
see that. Yeah. And you're going to see actually attach with smokes. So no action with smokes. Smokes are very good on this map to get close to the flags. The flag's so far deep in the opposing team's base. This is going to be a 4 dead.
Clayster's in trouble. Clayster has got to give them a spawn in the back. They're going to spawn bunker, actually, because the presence here in Mansion. This might look really good. Nice shot from Ricky, picking one up. The defense rotating out of bunker, trying to come up big, trying to pick up these kills. They're able to grab a couple of Miracles, still coming forward. 2 more players to deal with. Parasite is still here. He's got a 1-on-2 for a potential flagpole. I don't know if he has what it takes. Everyone coming off the spawn now.
And I think Enable actually makes the biggest play during that because he's actually kind of just crouched in that cube area, just waiting. Like, he's not challenging, just kind of waiting. And even if Parasite would have pulled the flag, he had no clue he was there. Enable was just going to jump up, be able to take him out. And look at this, Attach getting behind enemy lines now. He obviously has that smoke in his back pocket. I think he's just going to kind of wait until his teammates pick up some kills mid-map. So you see Parasite picks up 2. If his teammates come off of spawn, pick up some kills. But look how far Cole is pushing up the map.
This is the definition of how you play this. 1 or 2 kills comes in, he's grabbing, he's gone.
Nameless actually making a really nice play.
I think he's above
back towards the flag. Yep. But he's going to be able to see the smoke, and Attach actually takes him out.
He's out.
This is a cap.
So it's on now. Now, a lot of pressure on Zuma. No, they're not going to push them. Everyone rotates back. Look at the arrows. Everyone coming back right now. Attach. They've got a player to deal with. Nice shots. Attach melts him off the cover there. And now, who's got a chance here? Maybe Ricky?
No, there's an M8 just waiting for him as soon as he comes up those stairs.
Ricky kills. Oh, they almost get it, but the cap goes through.
This could be a counter, though.
Yeah. Well, how many? That's like the biggest play in CTF is the ability to counter. Can be so big, and they actually have a chance here. Miracles has it. Can he get around the statue? He's still alive. Players pushing out a bunker, not able to get around the corner, and nobody left here to push.
Attach with 2 big kills there coming off the spawn, and I thought Clay did a great job. All 4 members of compLexity pushing into the base. He's able to come up with 2. Not just kind of stop that push. It's going to be FaZe up 1-0. And just a reminder, you know, compLexity has decided that a lot of people think more favored, more preferred out of the 2 teams.
This might be a second cap. This is going to be a second cap. You know, he should be able to pull this. Grab it, pull it back to him. He's going to be covering him. Nice job by Zuma. Clayster's got the mid-cut. He's got this as well.
Come out there during that as well.
Oh, this is beautiful. Parasite, the only one in position to maybe make a play. He's got camo. What?
What? Enable has X-ray vision.
What?
Right there as you see Parasite pop. Maybe he popped it a little bit late, or maybe he heard the noise, but I don't know. Enable with some nice shots. Go on with Attach again. How he's going to be close to Hellstorm, so 50 off. So yeah, I imagine he plays for that. Streak's so important in CTF.
I'm a submachine gun player. Yeah.
Yeah, no. When Attach is playing like this, there's nothing you can do. Has there been a player over the last 2-3 weeks that has been playing better than Attach? I don't know.
I know I can gas players up. I'm a caster. I'm a positive guy. I like to talk about big plays, but Attach is a freak, man. I know I say it all the time, and I'm sure it's like, what is he doing? What is he doing to them? I don't even know what button I just hit.
He's going to call on the HCXD.
He's on a 6 streak. He's been fully streaked out since January.
He's going to get so fun to watch.
He's going to get another flagpole here. Don't even shoot back. He has his camo too. Pops his camo. Gonna be able to pick up one more. Where'd I go? Oh, I'm here. Got my HC car again. I'm out.
He's probably gonna double up his streaks as well. Clay wins one gunfight, and that's all he needs to do. Just look, he just delays that player for so long. Nameless isn't even gonna get a shot off on Attach.
So not only is Attach on an 8 streak,
he scored what, 3 flags?
This will be all
2
3
flags during it.
All
as
3
well.
flags.
I think he scores 2 flags during it. He's gonna double up his streak. So Attach.
I'm not leaving Attach to screen.
Absolute monster. Yeah, just put the controller down. Let's just stay on with him.
Not even in my damn hands.
And he has just been locking down. I mean, he's just been on both sides of the map, wreaking havoc.
Well, he had the big defensive play too off the spawn.
Big defensive play off the spawn. I think that's what really kind of sparked this streak. It was the 2 kills on the defensive. Coming off the spawn, it's really kind of launched this 8 streak with 2 more flags.
And FaZe has done it in a variety of ways. I mean, the first one was kind of a sneak pull, and the fact that he waited bottom satellite. The other 2 has just been them kind of bullying them, just pushing with 1 or 2 players.
All 3 caps and all the returns for FaZe as well.
Yeah, Ricky, stay on the other side of that log.
Yeah, no, not gonna want to challenge and.
No way did they somehow get through another
one off
no,
attention. There's 0.
I think Miracle's crazy cap the one time was about 15 seconds. Oh, I thought he was jumping out of the map for a second there. I was like, please don't die to end the half by stupidity.
Yeah. Nah, Clay has a pretty good half as well. He's not obviously having the half that Attach has had, but he's 11-6. He's done a great job just like wasting time in the other team's base when Attach is trying to pull the flag, and then on the defensive side of things came up with some big kills. So Clay has a monster first half as well.
I don't even know what to do. Like, I feel like we just watched Attach for 4 minutes, but we're watching him again. I mean, I have to see how long this streak can go, and for those of you that want to watch other players, I'm sorry. But he's 13-3, fully streaked. He's about to get camo yet again. Let's take a look at his class as well. He's got a smoke, Simtex. Let's check, what does he have on his CUDA here? Fast mags, grip, and quick draw. Pretty standard selection of perks as well with Afterburner, Fast Hands, and Blast Suppressor. And there shouldn't be much in the way of...
Oh, that's going to extend the streak to...
Jesus Christ! Like, he just comes out of it there, of his HC car, and obliterates one.
Oh,
it's 11. His streak's 11. Oh, this poor guy.
He's gonna kill this guy.
I'm a sneaky little rabbit. I'm a sneaky little rabbit. I'm a sneaky little... Oh, that's how you want to die? That's how you die.
He dies.
You miss all your damn shots.
He gets embarrassed by Parasite. Oh, an unbelievable streak comes to an end.
That's hilarious, though. Like, that's of course the way he's going to end up dropping is...
Nobody on compLexity has more than 10 kills at this moment in time.
And you have, what, 3 in triple digits?
Yeah,
I mean, it hasn't only been Attached, don't get me wrong. Like you said, Clayster's been doing well. Enable's had some clutch plays. Enable should have a flag out. A lot of pressure going to be on Attached.
Enable just running straight into the compLexity base.
One, Enable drop before he's able to do it, but he still has his camo. He's got the kill. He's got the coverage from Zuma, and this should be a 4th cap potentially for Attached, as long as he cleans up his 1 player from behind. What are you doing? What is happening? Okay, Zuma must have missed 40 bullets.
Yeah, that's quite odd. And they're actually still going to be able to get this flag out. You see Clay on the overextension.
I think he missed intentionally, so he can get the cap.
You see Clay on the overextension taking players out, and it's going to be Enable wrapping back to the flag with Zuma. They're able to put it home. It's going to be a 4-0 lead for FaZe Clan here. And we do not see many teams come back from a 4-0 lead in CTF, especially on a side that you would think is the least favorable.
No, as good as those first 2 games. Well, actually, no. The hard point was kind of close for compLexity. The last 3 have been blowouts, actually.
Yeah.
It was 6-2 in the S&D. So shots getting. It was what 6-2 in the S&D. Whatever it ended up being, 14-2 or something.
In the uplink.
Something in the uplink.
No, it's just really. Well,
what's the most caps we've seen on this map in North America?
I don't know.
That couldn't be much more than 4, could it?
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't really think so. So.
I saw Zuma fighting 3 players up there. I assumed he was going to die soon. He ends up killing a couple.
Now, you got to wonder, obviously you have the streaks. They don't think you're going to really need to use them as an emergency on the defensive side of things. Do you kind of just use them offensively to try and push this away, and you're going to see one come out?
That's not even Attached.
That's Zuma's Lightning, and Attach maps Miracles with Akuda. So Zuma picks up 2, and they're going to push this last player. They're going to take out Parasite, and this looks like one that they're just going to run all the way down Snow side. And this is going to be another kill. See a Lightning come in just to keep them trapped inside bunker.
This is the look of defeat.
That's definitely the look of defeat.
That's the look of defeat, ladies and gentlemen.
Going to see Enable. getting back over towards half wall. It's got to be frustrating for compLexity. You know, Parasite kind of holds his team to the highest of standards, and for them to just not perform well here.
I saw him tweet something yesterday too. They had the loss, and he's like, you know, I played pretty poor in game 1, we won. I bounced back and have, you know, individually really good performances in game 3, and we lose. And this is the view of success.
You see missiles just raining down from the sky. No.
What are they doing?
I don't know. I don't know what this is.
They playing Jenga?
Well, you see Clay actually takes out Attach there.
And
some bad communication from these teams.
Well,
I think they're actually just kind of like baiting one of the players from Cole to come all the way near their flag, and somebody's falling for. Who's this pushed all the way up?
What, the Miracles?
Yeah, it was Mir. And I think Mir's had
Enable just blew Zoom off the map.
And yeah, Enable's actually not Enable. I want to say I think Miracles has actually had a really strong series.
Yeah,
if there were any questions about Miracles, like for this team, I definitely think they're kind of answered. I think he's had a tremendous series.
Thank you, Ricky, for still putting an effort there on the defense as he's able to pick up one, make sure no more caps are going to go through. 45 seconds on the clock. This one's been over since really the opening couple of minutes. His Attach just erupted onto compLexity with a very, very strong performance as I'm hitting the incorrect button. Sorry, I put the controller down and got a little... I haven't needed to switch much.
Yeah, you turned X-ray off
during this one. Did I really do that again?
Yeah, you did again.
Oh, man. Maybe it was my fault the first time.
Yeah, no, definitely was. 26 seconds left. Obviously, it's going to be a FaZe win. You got to imagine the guys on compLexity extremely frustrated with their performance. They have a big game 1, and you figure if you're compLexity as a team, the game 1 is the one you need to win, right?
Come on,
you would have felt good going
in
into
the game.
CTF, and yeah, it's a bit of a struggle right there, and get the frustrations.
I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to all participants in the Call of Duty
Win
World
one gunfight, and it's going to be FaZe winning this series 3-1. It's the score I predicted, just not the fashion. I thought, you know, compLexity would have won the Search and Destroy. No, lost the respawns. They're actually able to win that first hardpoint. I think they win the S&D. They force a game 5. They have a good, realistic chance of winning this one, but if it just come up a little bit short in that mode.
If it got to a game 5, that's the bread and butter for compLexity. Definitely would have given them a chance to take that one, but like you said, doesn't get there.
No.
An all-star performance from FaZe, and specifically Attached, the MVP of that game 4, just did it all. Defense, offense, objective. Really just putting it away. And I mean, that one was over at halftime. What was it, a 4-0 lead or whatever it was?
Yeah, when they get 4 flags from the least preferred side, I think it's kind of a wrap at that point. And the second half, they come out, they get streaks on Zuma as well. It really just put the guys in Cole in a bad spot.
All right. Well, that one is going to be in the books. We'll take a actually, you know what? I think a couple players left, so I'm not even going to really bother looking at stats here. We'll check out the replays when we have those ready for you. Just check out some of the highlights from this one before we start to prepare for the next match. And again, that's going to be H2K going up against Optic Gaming. H2K has been one of the hottest teams really in the league over the past couple of weeks here. And Optic, yesterday, though, a crushing victory for them. I think it was like a 3-0 that lasted all 15 minutes. So going to be a tough challenge here for H2K. But let's take a look at some of the highlights. And, I mean, at least for the first half, it was the Attach show for sure. But like, look at those shots.
The entire game was the Attach show. I mean, he goes on that 10 spree. They're able to get the 2 flags early. And then, Zuma in the second half, he got streaks. I believe Enable had at least an HC in the second half. Now, a lot of these highlights going to be FaZe, except for this one.
Yeah, of course, that's where he dies.
Parasite just turns on Attach right there. Zuma finishes 17-11, Attach 20-9. I believe Miracles and Nameless both over 10 kills on the side of compLexity, and
certainly
that's it.
All right, well, hey, it was a fun one. FaZe gets the W. Coming up next, Optic Gaming, H2K. Tweet the stream, tell your friends, loved ones, neighbors. We'll be right back.